Hi, my name is Kirsty and I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist associate in Connecticut, and I'm also trained in EMDR therapy. So this video I'm going to be talking about trauma and EMDR therapy. If you stumbled on this page without seeing my homepage and you want to learn a little bit more about me and my practice, then go check that out on the homepage. Otherwise, this video is just going to be about trauma and EMDR. So first, I just want to preface this video by saying that trauma is a term that is thrown around a lot in our society, and I approach therapy with a lens of trauma being defined by the individual. If something feels like it was traumatic to you, that's trauma. Two people can experience the same event and it might be traumatic to one of the persons and not the other. I'll give a quick brief example. If there's a school fire and the kids witnessed it and they have to come out and see the firefighters rush in afterwards, to the firefighters, that might have not been a traumatic event because they do that every day. That's what they're trained to do. But to the kids who witnessed it, that might be traumatic, and they might live with, memories from that event causing them to go into fight or flight, and they might have somatic symptoms from that trauma. So how do you know if trauma is kind of affecting your day-to-day life? You might have flashbacks or memories of something that you've experienced. You might have anxiety. You might have racing heart. You might notice that certain sounds or smells kind of cause you to be hypervigilant. You might have nightmares. There's a lot of ways that trauma can manifest in our bodies, and there's a lot of really good books out there. I'm going to link book recommendations down below this video. What is EMDR and what can it do for you if you're experiencing these symptoms? So if you look up what EMDR is, it's eye movement desensitization and reprocessing. There's a lot out there on it. It is evidence-based and scientifically proven to help people heal from trauma, and it has extremely high success rates in helping people heal from trauma, even though it sounds like, honestly, it sounds crazy. And I'm going to be really vulnerable here and share that I myself have gone through EMDR therapy and have witnessed firsthand what it can do and how it can help you change the way that you relate to and experience traumatic events that you have been through. It really is amazing, and you deserve to have that healing. If you're on this page, you're probably thinking about it and you might be feeling really stuck, overwhelmed, not sure what to do. Maybe you've tried traditional talk therapy and it just hasn't helped. EMDR is different, and it can really help people to heal from trauma. So what does EMDR do? Essentially, EMDR is a bilateral stimulation of the brain. So it could be eye movements where you move your eyes back and forth to follow a stimulus. It could be tapping, or there's other mechanisms to do the EMDR, but essentially you just need a bilateral stimulation to have both sides of your brain working. When we experience a traumatic event, our lower brainstem kicks into survival mode and we go into fight, flight, or freeze. During this time, our higher level functioning in our upper brain shuts down and we're not able to store our memories as well. But in our lower brainstem, we might store things such as smells, sensations, sounds. So for example, if you were in a bad accident, you might notice that sounds of sirens set you off and you don't know why. Maybe the accident was years ago. Maybe you don't feel like it was traumatic, but you get hypervigilant when you hear sirens. That's because that data is stuck in your brain, and your brain from that experience thinks that when you hear that sound or think of that memory or smell that smell, that it's associated with survival mode and it has to kick into it. So this can be really disruptive in our day-to-day life, and it could be disruptive in forming and maintaining relationships. Who wants to live with that kind of hypervigilance, or the sleep problems or nightmares that can accompany having experienced trauma? So EMDR essentially thinks of this memory is like stuck in this lower part of your brain, and what it helps do is process the memory to your higher level of functioning so that you can kind of rationally think about it and say, that was in the past, I'm no longer in danger, and it's okay. And it completely can change the way that you relate to that experience. So the way that it works sounds crazy, like I said, but it really does work. There's a lot of statistics out there on it. You can feel free to do your own research. If you have any more questions about EMDR, please feel free to email me. And if you think you're interested in starting EMDR therapy, please feel free to hit the schedule button up above and you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with me. We can briefly chat for 15 minutes to see if EMDR therapy might be a good fit for you and if I might be a good fit for you as well. I know you have a lot of choices in therapists when it comes to therapy, and I just try to be as honest and as down to earth as possible with my clients. I'd invite you to check out the rest of my website. I have some blog posts on EMDR therapy. I have some free resources on coping with anxiety, depression, other things. And again, just feel free to reach out if you have any questions. I'm happy to connect, and I really appreciate you taking your time and watching this video and visiting my page, so thank you.